Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I am starting something new but familiar. A remix, you might call it. Welcome to New Makeup Hangover. This is an idea that is created with my friends Teresa and Audra of Teresa is Dead and Audra at Home. We do New Makeup Nonsense Bingo usually every other week, where we go through and get sloshed with alcoholic beverages and talk about new releases and play a game of bingo. And here we are, a little bit hungover from the debaucheries. So we're not drinking. I am indulging in a frappuccino because I like fun. So cheers if you want to make yourself a coffee, a tea, or whatever you so desire. So we are here, I am here, but we are here, as Audra says, to talk about new makeup releases. But we're doing it whatever way we want to. Meaning, currently there is no set number of releases that we are going to talk about. And also, there will be no bingo card. You might call this a new makeup release video. You might call it a will I buy it or an anti-haul. But it is the New Makeup Hangover. And we're so happy to have you here for the first edition. I am not sponsored, but believe it or not, I would take their money. Now, I think that's the majority of the details. As per usual, I will have Teresa and Audra's videos linked in the description box. And if you are watching this and this inspires you and you want to do your own version of it, it's also open. There's no comment on the playlist situation. I'm not sure how that's going to work, if it's even going to be involved. But this is our first time doing it. I hope you are here for this ride. I hope you enjoy it. I also want to shout out a patron of Teresa's, Emily Petzel, for the Hangover namesake. It's feels like a really good fit. So I have picked out some releases. Some of them are older. So the concept, one of the points of this, I'm sorry for a long intro, I am not a concise person, but the concept is that when we are picking at random during our bingo games, we don't get to talk about everything, and also things come out in between the time that we film New Makeup Nonsense bingo sessions. So this gives us an opportunity to pick over some leftovers or bring in some fresh baked releases to talk about before we do our bingo shit show another, time around. All of those words out of my mouth now, I want to invite you to subscribe, especially if you like colorful makeup, bitches with lots of opinions, or cute fat babes. And if you're already subscribed, first of all, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. And I also have a Patreon or YouTube membership program that are great ways to support me additionally. Okay. Intro over, glasses are going on, and let's get into the hangover. Let's just get the elephant out of the room. As of filming, Colourpop has announced yet another Star Wars collaboration. May the 4th be with you. Makes sense in terms of the timing. This is more focused on everyone, all the characters. It's a 15-pan palette. It's the Star Wars palette. It is a range of interstellar shades representing the battle between the Empire and the Rebellion. Oh, I meant to scoot over. Photos. Yeah. And then there are lip glosses, lipsticks, jelly much. Yeah. Yeah. So there's products ranging from $9 to $24. Probably out on May the 4th, if not earlier. It's going to come to Ulta as well. Also, this delivery took forever, so this is like, I gotta drink it quickly. Anyway, it's fine. You know me, or if you don't know me, I am not an aficionado of Star Wars, and I wouldn't even say I'm a fan. You might even call me a hater. That's okay. It's a fine palette, neutrals with a pop of red and blue. Okay. You know, it's fine. It does nothing for me. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, at least in the moment. It's fine. I just wanted to say I saw it. It exists. Cheers. Now, this was a bit of a throwback. I either missed pulling it or I missed talking about it. Shroud Cosmetics released a Creepy Cute 2 that is like a companion new addition to the first Creepy Cute palette, which is a pastel palette with a gray and a black. It's been about a month since the palette released, so does anyone have their palette yet? Pepperidge Farm remembers, Shroud. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Do you ever see certain brands and you just think, no, let's not meet? That's kind of how I feel about Sae Beauty. So Sae has a new lightweight ultra hydrating concealer that visibly brightens blurs and smooths skin to create an all over radiant finish. The name is Hydra Beam, which I like that name actually. And it's a whipped gel texture. It's 9 shades, $26, and it's available May 2nd. Like, I actually, I don't know how I feel about this concealer, but I am a concealer connoisseur. I love, enjoy trying concealers. I really enjoy a base that is like a glowy primer and a concealer. It's one of my favorite things to do. But everything I've seen about Sae, and I'm not saying I've only seen negative things, it's just everything I've seen about them, I don't trust. Like, I don't trust it to be a brand for me. Does that make sense to anyone else? But I also have another release that's kind of a similar feeling for me, and I saw the image and I was just like, oh, those are pretty. So Carla Cosmetics has new Opal Moonstone Multichrome eyeshadows. There are 5 shades, and I hadn't looked at the price. They're $26 each, or $112 for the set. Okay. Well, that nipped that desire in the bud. Like, I'm having a little trouble breathing. But this goes with the... Okay, take a moment. this goes with the say conversation, because I will see Carla Cosmetics around. I will see people using it. I'm not going to say they don't release stuff that... They release things that look pretty. But then there is always a part of me that's just like, you should stay away. It's probably the price point. Maybe I didn't fully realize that before I pulled this today, but like they have some things. They are doing some things right for me. Pastel multi-chromes, yes. Calling it the Opal Moonstone collection, double yes. I fucking love opals and moonstones, and anything in the iridescent family, whether it comes to gems or makeup or fashion or any of it, like, I love it so much. But I also, like, I need to let that price shock sit with me, because I can look at some pretty shadows and get excited, but I'm good. Like, I have these. I abso-fucking-lutely have them. And also, is everything Carla Cosmetics, like, is everything in a pot? Are these I feel like I'm just being deceived. This is why I don't trust you. This is why. Okay, we're just gonna pretend those releases don't exist, because I'm better off just feeling the things I feel about these brands and not letting myself convince myself otherwise. I kind of feel like we are back. Like, I definitely think that the early 2000s trends are putting us into a chokehold. And I feel like people have been talking and noticing it with fashion, but definitely also beauty. You know, and I'm not alone in saying that. I think a lot of beauty lovers have been noticing it. But, like, oh, excuse me. There are obviously parts about it that I might be into, and then parts that I would rather we have left back in the 2000s. One that I'm actually kind of excited about is, like, all of the sparkly weird lip glosses. I saw actually Sugar Drizzle is releasing lip glosses. They're calling them the Halo Lip Gloss. 4 shades: Star, Orbit, Twinkle, and Lunar. They're available now. They're $12.50 each, or you can get a bundle for $46. And the pictures show them over black lipstick, so it definitely gives you this, like, galaxy night sky kind of look. One of them looks like it leans more into, like, a teal sparkle. One is more blue, one is more purple, and one is, like, kind of in between the blue purple a little bit, or almost like gray purple. Anyway, I just think that this like sparkly kind of like celestial lip gloss thing is definitely coming back. I mean, Colourpop released sparkly glosses. I see stuff like this. Even seeing people do like even shadow on their lip, like sparkly shadow. I feel like, I don't know, I just think that that's happening. And I will say, so I don't remember how long ago it was, but fairly recently, Millie, Bad to the Brow, was talking about these glosses that Sigma had that were like multi-chromatic, like flippy lip glosses, and I think that's where we're going, where they're still like sheer sparkly but kind of flippy. It's interesting. It definitely gives me like the frosty glossy lip thing. Dude, were they glossy back then? I fucking can't remember. But it gives me the frosty lip thing that we saw for so long. If you were around, I would say late 90s, early 2000s. But it's hopefully in like a, I don't know, I'm intrigued. I think that doing that frosty thing, but in a glossy way where it's just like sparkly and very like light infused, like lots of, you know, sparkles, could be fun. But I'm sure people are going to hate it. I've come so far around on glosses, and I'm into sparkly glosses again after, I feel like, a very long time. Like, for a long time I was not into gloss, and then when I got into gloss, it was like the creamy, clear, you know, but now I'm like, sparkly? Give it to me. But another thing that feels kind of like early 2000s makeup are the amount of foundations being released in jars. So I saw a new release from Jones Road. This is the Tinted Moisture Balm. It's a tinted moisture balm mixed with a traditional foundation. Blends seamlessly onto the skin, leaving you with an even, fresh complexion that looks like your skin on its best day. Includes skin nourishing ingredients like jojoba oil and sodium hyaluronate, buildable medium light coverage, $44 each, and there are 12 shades. Now, if you didn't know, Jones Road is Bobbi Brown's makeup line. Bobbi Brown has not been at Bobbi Brown for a very long time. And my friend Yolanda talked about Jones Road quite a bit when she was visiting me back in March. And so it's one of those brands that I've been like I don't like, kind of like when I talked about Say, I don't know if it's really a me brand, but I'm kind of intrigued by them. But there is just, I know this is like makeup trauma speaking, but I cannot see a foundation in a jar and not think of Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. I can't. I can't. And I know foundation has come a long way. I know it because I wear it and use it. But there's just something about the jarred foundation that scars me. I also just don't like the functionality of a jarred foundation. Give it to me in a pump. Everything in a pump. Give me things in pumps, please. So I don't know. I'm going to say this. I think the color range looks better than what Wayne Goss did. I think. I could be wrong completely, but like, this is where I see 12 shades and I think it's a little better. It's better. It feels better. Feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm happy to learn and listen. But also, the other 2000s throwback, it's not actually like early 2000s. I looked it up. But Too Faced is launching another chocolate bar palette. And I did look up, the first chocolate bar palette that they ever released was in 2013. But there is just something about this that just makes me go, have we gone back into the time machine? Like, is this all you got, Too Faced? Said it? You have like, oh, no. You have like rich browns with a pop of blue and a pop of lavender. I can't decide if I can decide that even if it's lactose free, this was probably a bad idea. But I can't tell from the reel that I'm watching if this is actually like a palette with some richness to it. It just feels like they could have skipped like most of the chocolate bar palettes they released and just released this one. I am going to say, because I gave this shout out to Danessa Myricks with her balm packaging, I think the lipsticks in this reel, these like bronzy packaged lipsticks, are pretty. They are. I'm not drawn to the... I have to change my battery pack, and I swear everything on my face is itching today. Apologies, y'all. But yeah, I'm not drawn to the colors for these lipsticks, but it just feels a little bit dated. A little bit. But I do want to say something that gave me the like chocolate bar kind of vibes that I'm actually a little bit into are these new bronzers from Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury has released the new Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow bronzers. Oh, it's a cream okay, never mind. This is a cream bronzer. It's a sun-kissed, for sun-kissed skin and beautiful, healthy looking beachy bronzed glow. 4 shades, $55. It blurs, hydrates, improves the look of your skin every time you wear it with hyaluronic acid and Sunshine Pro Vitamin D3. Okay, never mind. Well, so I have to say the way the cream is poured is just so satisfying. It makes sense that it's cream and not a powder. I thought that was a powder impression and I was just like, oh, yes, please. I like the packaging personally. I like I feel like, does her other packaging kind of like smooth down to the edges, whereas like this one looks like it's all one width. I kind of like the all one width. It's small details that get me. I thought this was a glowy powder bronzer. That's what I thought it was, and I was going to be intrigued, but it's a cream, so I'm good. But it did make me kind of look at it and go, ooh. Ooh. I also had that response to a palette I haven't even seen the inside of. But do you see this cover art? Do you understand why so this is the Fairy Tale Fairies. Oh, now that I've read it out, I'm such a judgmental bitch. Now that I read it out, I'm like, why is it, okay. But this is a new palette from Simply Posh Cosmetics, and we haven't seen the inside. The cover art is really pretty and cute. It's cute. It's cute. I probably will forget about it in like 0.2 seconds, but at the moment, it's really cute. Also, something that was just really, really cute that I didn't get to talk about last week is the SpongeBob and Starface collab. So Starface is one of those pimple patch brands, and they have the SpongeBob and the Patrick Star collab. Each pack includes 32 limited edition hydrocolloid pimple protectors conveniently packaged in a cute refillable compact. And it was coming soon at the time that Trend Mood posted about it. It's just cute. Like, that's a cute collab. To me, something about that just feels like cute, but not overdone. It makes sense with the brand, and then you have cute little SpongeBob or Patrick Star on your face. Yeah, and I feel like for some people having those bigger SpongeBob patches would come really in handy. I also feel like Starface is... There are a couple of brands out there that I feel like make the patches that are really like, that really do like cling on, like attach on. And then there are others that make just more of the simple, like they do some work, but they're not as intensive. I feel like if these are the kind that like really get in there, I feel like that would be a pricey pimple patch that I would be willing to spend some money on just because it's fucking cute. And I'm not even like, I'm not a diehard SpongeBob person. I just think this is cute. I also wanted to quickly mention that Looksy Beauty dropped 9 new shadows as of Friday the 29th. I don't know if they're still available. I don't know if they will restock. I wanted to mention them because I know I have in the past, you know, critiqued Looksy. I still have feelings about it. My general criticism is that their swatches are overly, they are applied as like a wet mix to the hand, and they're not really a good representation of what you're getting. But I will say, for their cost per shadow, as long as you know you're not gonna get exactly what you're seeing, I think it can be a fun brand to pick up some sparklies from. So I just wanted to mention it in case they're available. It was a surprise drop, so I have no idea. But, you know, I have my criticisms with them, but also I realize that it can be a good brand for some people to shop from. So wanted to mention it. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about today in this like random roundup are just a couple of brands where I'm like, why? So they're connected in my head, but the releases aren't that connected. So let me just talk about them. So we have a new palette from Be Perfect. This is the Rain collection, R-E-I-G-N. Oh, it's a collab with Makeup by Elena and Be Perfect. And the description from Trendmood is, when heritage meets artistry, from rich jewel tones to bold neon hues, inspired by ancient art, culture, and the traditions of South Asia. It's a 30-pan palette. There are 19 mattes, 7 shimmers, and 4 pressed glitters, and it's $47. They have gel liners, and they have a full collection bundle. There is something about this palette that could get me, but Be Perfect's palettes are so big, and it's not the kind of makeup person that I am. And like, do I look at this one swatch arm and think, ooh, well, yeah, but also pressed glitters, I don't really want them. I have this thing where I'm like, I will buy like a quad of pressed glitters, or like single pans of pressed glitters, or even the potted gel glitters, but I just don't love having them in my palettes. So, and I know one thing that I didn't get to talk about previously was Be Perfect had released some smaller colorful 9 pans, kind of reminiscent of those Beauty Bay ones that were also released. I just, like, there is this feeling of like, it's a little too late at this point. Be Perfect has like been on my radar for so long, but their palettes are gigantic and I just can't do it. And so then even when they released the little 9 pans, I was already like, yeah, you kind of had your chance and now I'm just done. And that ties into my connection. If you can see, I like finding patterns and making connections. Yay, neurodivergencies. What am I trying to say? Deep breath, Emily. drinking, and this video is still a struggle. Welcome to the struggle. So I don't give a fuck about P. Louise. I boo to them. But they released these 3 mini worldy palettes. They are another brand that releases gigantic palettes, like thick chests of palette. And I don't fucking get it. And so then for them to now release some little 9 pans, I'm like, you really are chasing some consumers, aren't you? Like, there's just like, just a twinge of desperation. Is it just me? Is it just, it feels a little desperate. And it's annoying because, like, I saw these color stories, and I've seen multiple 9-pan color stories where I'm like, ooh, but I'm just a sucker for a 9-pan. And there is a part of me that feels like if you are a brand that has been around and I have not tried you yet, I don't know if the 9-pan is really gonna do it anymore. I'm just a picky bitch and a judgy bitch, but I think that's why most of y'all are here. I hope that's why you're here. Well, I hope you're here because you enjoy me. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up because I feel like I have been talking for a while. This is a new thing. I'm totally nervous about it, but I hope you enjoyed. And definitely feel free to give any feedback, any thoughts you have. Teresa, Audra, and I will be listening. We're also the ones in charge, so I can't guarantee we'll take everything into action, but we are listening. Promise. Okay, on that note, if you enjoyed this video and you aren't subscribed yet, I hope you will join us. I hope you will check out my links in the description box for things like Patreon and YouTube and the makeup that's on my face and all of that. And thank you so much to my patrons, my members. I would not be here without y'all. And most importantly, don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends. Little makeup break, if we will. I have 3 eyeshadows on my face. We have Smold from Cleona for the multi-chrome liner and lip accent. We have Gumballs from Davina for the shiny, and a yellow from a Glamlight palette. But you can get matte yellows like this from Dandelion Cosmetics or Lethal. And the lips are Solis Mortem from Necromancy Cosmetica, and also Sacramental from the same brand. That is the majority of the makeup today, outside of, concealer, and I think that's it. Concealer, and bronzer from Milani.